Hey guys, Steve here with LA Photo Party. Welcome to our comprehensive guide to the Photo Party Upload Event Manager. I'll be going over everything you need to know from creating your account, to downloading our software, to setting up your first event. Let's get started. To create an account, you're going to go to login.photopartyupload.com. This is also known as Event Manager. Put in your first and last name, as well as the email address you would like associated with your account. Choose a password you'll remember because we don't keep them for security purposes. If you've been given a reseller code, enter it here. Otherwise, you can keep moving. You can also skip the Mitsubishi printer serial number code as well. Hit Next when you're ready. This next page is where you choose your payment plan. These plans are catered to what will be most cost-effective for your business. Our 10 cents per upload plan will charge you whenever you share to social media, text, or email. Printing is free. Each photo shared is 10 cents, so 3 photos shared in one email would be 30 cents. Make sense? If you're anticipating more than 300 shares at your event, we recommend choosing the $30 per event plan. If you anticipate on having more than 10 events with over 300 shares per month, you'll want to choose the unlimited plan. Our annual business plan allows you to create as many events as you want. Our monthly and business plans also give you free access to our extras like graphical stats. Regardless of which plan you choose, you'll be billed 2 times per month. If your event has less than 10 shares, it's considered a test event and you won't be charged. Every account comes with a 2-week free trial. On the next page, fill out your billing information. Once your account is set up, navigate back to login.photopartyupload.com and log in. Once you're logged in, you're going to want to install the Photo Party Upload Helper using the link at the top of the page. Photo Party Upload Helper requires Microsoft's .NET framework to be installed on your computer. If you don't have it, you can get it from Microsoft's website. You'll need to disable any firewalls running on your computer, otherwise your photos or videos will not show up on your kiosk. Here's how. Click the Windows icon on the bottom left-hand corner of your screen and type in Firewall. You'll need to turn it off for both private and public networks. On the left, find where it says Turn Windows Firewall on or off. Turn off both of these and you're good to go. When you click the icon, you'll see the message that the application is already running. In the bottom right-hand corner of your screen, you can find the Photo Party Upload Helper icon in your Systems tray. Right-clicking this icon will allow you to sign in, access Event Manager, change your watch folder, and access your Configure menu. We recommend checkmarking the box that says Keep Me Signed In. Otherwise, you're going to have to sign back in whenever you restart the computer. Once you've created an event, you can select it here. You can also access your event's Configure screen, which allows you to choose your printer, event, and watched folder. Create a new event by clicking the Create New Event button in your Event Manager. You'll see I have some events already created, and mine's at the bottom. You can also access survey settings, RFID, digital props, photo booth upload licenses, and billing here as well. The profile link in the top right-hand corner of the site allows you to change your billing package, update your credit card, reset your password, and change the email associated with the account. Next, we'll be talking about the 6 tabs on the left-hand side of your Event Manager, each of which have their own subsections at the top that allow you to customize your event. The first thing you'll be prompted to do is fill in the event date, event name, and city. I'm going to be navigating in and out of the Event Manager throughout this tutorial, so it's important to note that any changes that you make to your event will not take place until you hit the green Submit button, and then hit the Accept button on the next screen. Let's move on to social media sharing. The first tab we'll cover is Facebook. Select Enable Facebook. If you're just starting out, the recommended Facebook posting is probably what you're going to want to pick. This automatically will create albums for photos and videos. Custom Facebook posting allows you to choose where you want your media to end up on your Facebook page, as well as whether you want your post to link to a unique URL microsite, which we'll discuss later. You can also name your albums and allow guests to tag their friends in their photos. Additionally, you can title your wall message and add a description, but auto-populating a message for the guest is against Facebook's terms of service. The last feature in this section is uploading to a Facebook fan page. This allows you to upload photos to a Facebook fan page in addition to a guest's Facebook wall. These count as additional shares, so we recommend our users be on our unlimited upload plan. Upload All will post every photo taken at your event to your fan page, while Upload All Sent will only post the photos that your guests share at your event. Replace Personal will only post photos to your fan page, not your guest's profile page. The last thing to do is log into the Facebook account associated with the fan page you would like to upload to. As you can see here, we're being prompted for the app ID. Facebook requires third-party apps like the Photo Party Upload Helper to use their own custom Facebook app. Facebook is very particular in its app approval process. So we recommend using our own generic Facebook app by clicking the blue link, which will provide the app ID in secret for you. Then log into your account, choose which fan page you'd like to post to, then name your album. Moving on to the Twitter tab. You can enable sharing to Twitter in your event by clicking the check mark next to the words Enable Twitter. You'll see we also have the option to generate a unique URL, just like Facebook, but we're going to hold off on that for now. You can also add an auto-populated message if you'd like. You can enable Instagram the same way you did Twitter. Just checkmark that box and input your message. Take note of our disclaimer in the yellow box on the right. Instagram is constantly changing its parameters for third-party apps like ours, and your hashtags may not be indexed. Email is the next tab in the sharing section of Event Manager. Checkmarking the box below will generate a link of your photo hosted on a custom microsite. If you leave this box unchecked, the photo will be hosted in the email itself. Populate the email address you would like to send your emails from in this box here. We recommend using a common domain name like gmail.com. You can also choose the display name that guests will see when they receive their email. Next, fill in the subject line. This part is mandatory. You can customize your email by using the header, image text, and footer sections. These are totally optional. At the very bottom, you'll find the Custom Mail Server section. This is not required for emailing using the Photo Party Upload Helper. Sometimes email servers will flag an email address as spam for sending out too many messages with the same content at once. We use SendGrid.com to set up a custom SMTP server, which reduces the likelihood of this happening. Create an account at SendGrid.com, fill in the appropriate boxes here, and you're good to go. Check out our SendGrid tutorial for more information. While we use SendGrid, you can use any email server that you have administration privileges with. Now on to text messaging. You can opt to send your texts as an SMS, which will send your photo and a link to a web page, or as an MMS, which will send just the photo to your guest's phone. Just a heads up that MMS only works with photos and GIFs, and is only available in the United States and Canada. You can then determine the default message included with your photo. To use the texting feature, you'll need to set up a Twilio account, and you have to make sure the account is not a trial account and has a positive balance. Once you've created your account, click the red Connect button to log in and populate the account SID, token, and phone fields. The unique URL option will host your photo or video on a custom microsite, rather than inline in an email or directly to a Facebook wall. This option is for more advanced users and is not required for Photo Party Upload Helper to work. You can check out our tutorial on our support site for more information. Next, we'll be covering the Printing tab. To enable basic printing, checkmark the box that says Enable Printing. When your event is created, you'll have to select your printer from the Configure screen of Photo Party Upload Helper. The next topic we'll be talking about is hashtag printing. Hashtag printing allows you to choose a hashtag. Whenever a guest posts a photo with that hashtag to Twitter or Instagram, that photo will automatically print out. As discussed in the warning on the right-hand side, every photo with your designated hashtag posted to Instagram or Twitter will be printed out, so having a generic hashtag like hashtag birthday may result in thousands of uploads to print, so be careful which hashtag you choose. You can also determine the max amount of photos per Instagram or Twitter user. Next, you can set your printing to auto, which will start monitoring hashtag printing during a certain time period, or manual, which allows you to turn hashtag printing on and off at your event. Auto print will track and print hashtag photos whenever you're connected to your event. With Twitter, you'll need to log into your account for your access credentials. Instagram hashtag is pretty much the same thing, except for Instagram you'll need to log into your account in the configure menu of Photo Party Upload Helper. We have more detailed instructions on hashtag printing on our support page. The last section of the Printing tab is called Flipbook Printing. This allows you to print out a flipbook of a GIF or a video that you've taken at your event. This is one of our more advanced settings, so we're going to skip it for now. If you'd like to know more, go to our support page at support.photopartyupload.com and check out our flipbook video for everything you need to know about printing a flipbook. Moving along from printing, we'll be going over the Options tab, starting with Data Collect. The choices here allow you to collect user data in a .csv spreadsheet in your Event Manager. Enabling Collect Email will prompt the guest to enter an email address before sharing or printing. Checkmarking the box next to Add Disclaimer will cause a disclaimer to pop up whenever a guest goes to share their photos. You can decide what you want your disclaimer to say in the disclaimer text box below. Underneath that is the option to allow guests to opt out of the disclaimer and still share their photos. Enabling Collect User Data will save pretty much anything the guest enters into the PPU kiosk or iPad app except for passwords. This includes emails, Facebook login emails, Twitter handles, Instagram handles, social media follow counts, and survey data. This feature is on by default, and we recommend keeping it on unless a client specifically asks you to turn it off. If you're copying an event with user data turned off, double check to make sure it's turned on if you need it for another event. To download your spreadsheet, navigate back to your events list and click the blue link on the right-hand side that says Event Data, Unique URLs, or Emails. Here we can find the file name, the time it was shared, the method it was shared, as well as any relevant information you may have put in your survey. The next subject we'll be talking about is digital props. Before you can enable digital props in your event, you'll first need to add digital props to your digital prop library. You can find this at the top of your Event Manager. Remember, this is a separate digital props tab than the one found in your event. Click the gray Create New Folder button and name it whatever you'd like. Find the folder you've just created and click the large gray plus button, then choose the digital prop you would like to add. Remember, digital props must be 400 by 400 pixels or less. There we go. To enable digital props in your event, navigate to the Digital Props tab and checkmark the box to bring up your digital props library. Drag and drop the prop you want and you're good to go. To add your prop to a photo using the PPU Upload Kiosk or iPad app, first find the photo you want and select Edit Photo. You can access your props by clicking the icon on the right-hand side that looks like glasses and a mustache. From there, you just drag and drop. If you're using a touchscreen tablet or iPad, you can rotate and resize the graphic as you see fit. Then hit the green Done Editing button at the top. Alright, let's take a look at the Social tab. In here you have the option to add a Facebook Like button and a Facebook Check-in button. These show up right before the guest shares their photo. Check the appropriate boxes that you want and insert the URL of the Facebook page that you either want to check in or like. You can add a message if you'd like as well. Let's see what it looks like. And voila! Your guest will have to log into their Facebook account if they want to either like or check into the page that you've picked. Moving on to the Video and GIF tab. You'll see the Upload Video and Upload Animated GIF options are already selected. If these are unselected, videos and GIFs in your Watched folder will not show up on your kiosk or iPad app. You also have the option to upload videos to a YouTube channel. That's a bit more advanced, and we'll be talking about that in another tutorial. If you're recording videos at your event, you have the option to add a promo video to the beginning of your video and an overlay on top of your video. Remember, the overlay must be a .png file. The last section of the Options tab is Graphics. Here you can add a custom background and custom sharing buttons to your PPU kiosk and iPad app. Ideally, you want to choose an image that is the same resolution as your tablet and iPad. Here's what your kiosk will look like with the new background. You'll also have the option to upload full-size images. Typically, you're going to want this one checked. These images do take longer to process and require more data when sharing. If bandwidth or your internet connection are a concern at your event, you might want to skip this one. For your sharing buttons, a 500 by 100 pixel ratio graphic should be just fine. You have the option of replacing every single button on the share screen of the PhotoParty Upload kiosk. Here's our default share screen. And here's a share screen with a custom Instagram button. That's it for options, so let's look at the Extras tab. Unless you're on the unlimited or business plans, most of these features do have additional charges. The first feature is enabling a survey for the guest to fill out prior to sharing or printing their photos. The first step will be to create a survey in the Survey tab of your Event Manager, much like we did with digital props. Remember, this is different than the Survey tab inside your event itself. To create a new survey, click that blue link at the top that says Add New Survey. You'll see I already have some created. You can give your survey a name and a short description of what it's about, as well as checkmark whether or not the survey is required for the guest to share their photos. Next, you can choose whether or not you want your question to be a multiple choice question or requires the guest to input a response. Once you have your questions, be sure to save your survey at the very bottom of the screen using the Save button. Now that we've created a survey, we're going to have to select it inside of our event. Go back to your Event Survey section and choose your survey from the drop-down list. Here's what it looks like when you have Survey enabled and a guest goes to share their photo. Just a heads up that Collect Email is automatically turned on when you have a survey selected. And here's our name and description. And here's a multiple choice question. The first option is to remove the PhotoParty Upload branding from your unique URLs. This is a $15 charge. When this feature is selected, you'll see a new box pop up below that says Custom Facebook via Text. Getting an app approved can be difficult, so we recommend just using our generic one by clicking that blue link on the right-hand side in the yellow box. Here's what a default post looks like. And here it is with the Custom via Text. The only thing that changes is the name Event Photos next to the timestamp on the Facebook post. You can also add an image in the top right-hand corner of your PhotoParty Upload kiosk and iPad app. Your image should be a JPEG or PNG file and needs to be 200 by 150 pixels. I'll just pick the American flag right here. And then there it is in the top right. The last feature in the Extras section is to enable background removal. This is one of our more advanced features that allows you to remove the background from a guest's photo without using green screen software like Photo Booth Upload. I'll briefly go over it now, but if this is something you're interested in, I advise checking out our main tutorial on screenless background removal. First, you'll need to choose a JPEG background to go along with your photo. I have some in here already, but you can add your own using that Add Background Removal graphic button. You can then determine where the guest is going to show up in the image, and you can choose between a portrait or landscape photo. The last thing in the Extras section is Statistics. The only option here is to enable graphical stats. This is separate from the collect emails or collect user data options. Note that this feature is an extra $15 charge. Enabling this feature produces a PDF with charts and graphs of the amount of shares, the types of shares, and estimated reach of your shares. This feature is great to impress corporate clients with a nice, clean graphic that shows the logistics and spread of their event. This feature is often utilized as another form of branding for clients, but it can be whatever you want. The three options are Portrait Overlay, Landscape Overlay, and Slideshow Overlay, which will determine the overlay for portrait photos, landscape photos, and your slideshow running on a PPU kiosk. As you can see, I already have some in here, but you can upload your own using the blue Upload a File button. Now, whenever I take a portrait photo, this black border will be applied to it. I'll go ahead and choose a landscape overlay as well. And let's go ahead and choose an overlay for our slideshow. Alright, works for me. And here we have our slideshow overlay with our black overlays over our portrait photos. Alright, so now we've gone over every single section of your event. Congratulations! Now that we've got our event configured, we'll need to submit and save it. If you don't press the green submit button and leave the page, you're going to have to start over. Okay, now this is important. Whenever you create a new event or make any changes to an existing event, remember to refresh your helper. You're also going to need to disable any firewalls on the computer running your helper. Until you've reached 10 shares to social media or email or text, your event is considered a test event and you will not be charged. Each event lasts for 30 hours. If your event is more than 1 day long and you're using the pay-per-event subscription, you'll need to create a new event for each day. If you ever want to make any changes to your event, find it in Event Manager and click the name on the left-hand side. Once you've made your changes, you'll need to save your event and then refresh your helper and kiosk to make sure those changes take place. After creating your event, sign in using your registered email and password we set up earlier. If you're already signed in, refresh your events list and your event will show up. You can select the correct event by right-clicking the Photo Party Upload Helper icon and clicking Events, then finding your event from that list. Just to be safe, I'm going to refresh one more time, just so I know if the correct settings of my event have been uploaded. Okay, so my event has been selected for sure. The PPU helper will transmit any photos or videos in the watched folder for guests to share to the kiosk or iPad, so you're going to want to make sure you set your watched folder to wherever your photos are being saved. In the Configure menu of your helper, click the gray button that says Change Watch Folder and choose your desired location. Ideally, you should create a new watch folder for each event you do. You'll know that Kiosk has successfully connected to your event if you have a green antenna in the bottom right-hand corner of your screen. You can also manually find the helper by hitting Refresh in the PPU Helper tab and then selecting your event. To select your printer, navigate to the Configure screen of the Photo Party Upload Helper. Hit the Refresh button, and then checkmark the box next to the printer you'd like to use. If you don't see your printer, double-check your connection settings and that you have the drivers properly installed on your computer. Awesome, guys. That's it for now. If you have any questions, you can go to support.photopartyupload.com or write us an email at support@photopartyupload.com.